Good morning, all of you. Yesterday we discussed about the friction block upon a block, the basic idea. Now, today what happened, the same idea we are going to apply for various cases and multiple blocks, even 3 blocks come, even if there is a friction in both the surfaces, what method has to be applied here? So this is a very generalized one, what we are going to discuss. Now, yesterday we applied force for the lower block. No? Now I'm going to apply the force for the upper block here. So there's a block of mass m1. I'll apply force on the upper block. And as usual, the surface is smooth. Later problems will make surface, even the surface also rough. Okay, let this be smooth. And this is rough. We'll assume values like m1 equal to 2 kg, m3 is equal to, let it be 4 kg, mu s 0.5, mu k 0.2. So what is the question that will be asked? Find the maximum force, find maximum value of force F for which no slipping occurs between the blocks, or we can also call this as or minimum value of force F for which slipping occurs. Are you getting no slipping? I think the word no, I'll bring it nearby. Huh? So I think this is very important. No slipping occurs. Slipping occurs. Try to see that. Maximum value, minimum value. Are you trying to, the same interpretation is same, no? So don't make again mess of this particular data. Maximum force for which no slipping occurs, or what minimum force you should apply so that slipping occurs. What do you mean by slipping? There will be relative motion between the blocks. Getting this one? So in books open, the same question, sometimes they ask like this, sometimes they ask like this. So you should not get confused. Both are same. Okay, now after this, how to get the direction of friction. So it's very sure that they are initially at rest. So when we apply force on the upper block, so then what will happen? First, the upper block will try to move. It will overcome inertia of rest. Whereas what will happen, the block M2 will try to retain the inertia of rest. So definitely the block M2 will oppose the motion of M1. This will be F. And the force will always occur in pair. This will be F. Getting this one? So this will be for no slipping. So for no slipping, what I should do? I'll give one more diagram. This. And this was the force F applied. This is M1. This is a normal contact. Let me show all the things as usual. And this will be normal reaction M2G, and this is N2. Will I agree this? then the frictional force should act on the upper block like this, on the plank, on the lower block in this direction. As we assume condition for no slipping. So both will have same acceleration. Let's write the equations here now. F minus small f equal to m1a. The applied force F minus small f equal to m1a. And what is the force that will make the lower block to accelerate? F equal to m2a. So F is equal to m1 plus m2 into a. And what is the acceleration equal to? m1 plus m2. Let's substitute the value of a here in this equation. Then how much frictional force will be? F equal to m2f by m1 plus m2 as an increase applied force. As I increase the applied force, what will happen to the friction? Will increase. So therefore, the friction acting, is it static or kinetic? That one, it's a static because there's no relative motion between the surfaces. No need to repeat. No need to repeat, please. I don't have other option to block you from the room. Okay, fine. If anybody adds chorus, this called like a chorus. We are not doing any singing, no, where you can add some content to me. That one. Any doubt? Ask it and keep quiet. Finish over. So as the applied force increases, the friction. Please keep your hand on notebook and pen. Just leave the mobile. Finish over. Leave the mobile. Be away from mobile. Write the content. No, write the content. So how you get a time to unmute, ask everything. So instead focus on the things concept here. Adding chorus to me. So look at this, and there's no relative motion, no. So therefore, the friction acting will be static in nature. As I increase the applied force, the friction force will also increase. So therefore, it's a static in nature. Then as I keep on increase applied force, then is there any upper limit for friction? Yes, it's equal to limiting. So I'll go for when F becomes F max. The friction what happen will become FL. F equal to FL. So therefore this will be FL equal to M2 F max by M1 plus M2. So what is the value of this? F max is equal to M1 plus M2 by M2 into FL. Let's try to calculate the value. From here, what is FL? Mu s N1. Mu s is how much? 0.5. This is N1 is how much? N1 equal to M1G. So M1 is 2 into 10. So it should be equal to 10 Newton. So let me get the value of F max. So what is F max is equal to M1 plus M2. M1 is how much? 2. This is M2 value. No? This is 4 and this is M2 is how much? 4 by FL value is how much? 10 Newton. 15 Newton.
Yes, sir.
No, don't repeat again. Mostly the JC double star batch. I can, I'm telling this one, no need of any repeating. If no need of adding any voice to the teacher's content. I'm making clear. I don't provoke me to block you from the class. No need to say yes, no, answers, repeating. Doubt, open your mouth, ask doubt, or else keep your mouth shut. Huh? Especially the JC star batch. I'm getting a headache from your batch. Especially the boys, 5-6 boys are there. In the beginning of meeting only, I can block you and I'll start the class. causing big headache for the total everyone. Okay, this is a maximum force for no slipping. Please don't disturb. We have psychologically, it's very problematic. Because on one side we are getting from student methods sir, like I see that no disturbance should be there in the class, and you are creating disturbance. It's a very problematic for teacher. Okay, this is a 15 Newton. So there's a force what happen how much equal to 15 Newton is there. Okay, no, there's a formula which you have to remember. Finally, this formula is very important. So any force greater than this, slipping will occur. Less than this, no slipping will occur. Okay, already we have discussed previous problems. Similarly, here, I'll keep on increase applied force. Then what will happen to the block? If I apply force greater than F max, then slipping will occur. Directly, let me take the problem. Here in the same situation, let me apply the force, let it be say like a 20 Newton. Then we have to check it like what were the conditions here. I'm not sure. See, like you don't bother this formula. I'm not sure slipping will occur or not. The same values, huh? For the same values. I'll assume no slipping occurs, and I'll work out the problem. Acceleration equal to F by m1 plus m2. I'll make 24. Calculations will be easier. So 24, 2 plus 4. So this will be 24 by 6, 4 meter per second square. Okay, let's come and calculate the friction. The friction acting, is it a static or this one? So we know what is the limiting friction, 10 Newton. So now F equal to M2 into A. What is the value of M2? 4. Acceleration 4, 16 Newton. But what we got here, the friction acting is greater than limiting. So therefore, what is the conclusion now? In fact, slipping occurs between the blocks. Because the friction value cannot be greater than FL. What is the maximum permitted value of friction? Equal to limiting friction. Anything greater than that, third open, that slipping will occur here. So slipping occur between the blocks. But what we assume, no slipping occurs. So nothing wrong. So every problem you can begin like this. Every problem begin like this. Assume no slipping, then calculate the friction. If it is greater than limiting, slipping occurs. No, if they less than limiting, no slipping occurs. Then we have to change this problem. The problem is now you have to change it. So what we have to do? You have to redraw that. This applied force. Here the friction acting will be kinetic. Fk. This will be Fk. This will be M1, M2. Acceleration A1. This A2. Okay, now calculate separately what is A1. F minus Fk by M1. What is a Fk value? Fk is equal to mu k N1 or mu k M1g. Mu k value 0.2. M1 is how much? 2 into 10, 4 Newton. So substitute this value 24. What we applied is 24 Newton. No? 24 minus 4 by 2. So this will be 10 meter per second. Look at this acceleration. Similarly, what is the acceleration of the lower block? Should be Fk by M2. Fk is how much? 4 by 4. 1 meter per second square. You see that when there's a slipping, the relative acceleration will be non-zero and the friction acting will be kinetic. So this will be the approach for the numericals. Huh? When you're doing numericals, no, you're going to develop this approach. So sir, we are very sure that the applied force is greater than F. As if you know formula, okay, but what all this formula is applicable only when there is a friction between the blocks only. If at all, if there is a friction between the ground, then this formula will not be applicable. If there is friction comes, then no longer you can't use this particular formula. If the friction comes between the block M2 and ground, then this formula will not be applicable. So therefore, this is having limitation. Only when there is a friction between the blocks, S, there is a formula you can apply. So instead, I'm asking you to instead what happened, I'm asking you to have a generalized approach. Assume that no slipping, calculate the acceleration of the blocks, calculate the friction acting between the blocks. If the friction is greater than limiting, slipping occurs. Friction less than limiting, then no slipping occurs. Got the idea? There's one basic method. Any doubts you can ask me.
Sir, for this problem we did it in two methods, no, sir.
What two methods?
In the second method, we assume that there's no friction and then we calculated it, sir.
Then it was wrong, no?
Yes, sir. Sir, in the first method, I have a doubt, sir. The question was either find the maximum force for which no slipping or minimum force for which slipping occurs, right? For both of them, same method, sir. Like, you have to just assume that at F max, friction will be limiting.
You are English medium or Telugu medium student?
English, sir.
English medium. Then you must understand. What I said, or no, maximum force for no slipping or minimum force for slipping occurs. The meaning is same, no? It's a negation. Negation of sentence, you don't know. Negation of sentence. The condition is same, no? Or I said, you can also call in other way. You have to improve your English. Very, 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 very important. Okay, now let's take the language is very important. Very, very poor language skills. I'll apply a force. F2 is equal to 8 Newton. F1 equal to say 4 Newton. M1 equal to 2 kg. M2 equal to 4 kg. I'll just write mu. Mu s mu k doesn't matter, sir. 0.2. Okay, now this is smooth. This is rough. We have to find out find the friction acting between the blocks. You have to calculate the magnitude of friction that is acting between the blocks. Okay, how to do now? There's a force applied on upper and lower block. No? Earlier we were very sure about the direction of friction. In this case, it's a really troublesome to predict the direction. If you look at upper force, if you look at the force acting on upper block, you put friction like this. If you look at the lower block, force acting only on F2, or only the force acting on the lower block, then you are going to put friction on the M2 and the friction on this one. Since both are acting, getting this idea. So I myself not sure in what direction friction will act. I'll assume randomly things. I'll assume randomly things. So let this friction, let it act here. I'll solve the problem. If I get negative, then I change direction. If I get positive, yes. Then and also one more assumption that no slipping occurs. One more assumption, no slipping occurs. The same thing diagram. This 8 Newton, this 4 Newton. So I'll just proceed like this. Let there be friction acting here. And I'll assume that both will have common acceleration. This is rough. This is smooth. Then F minus. So what is the basic condition? I'll assume that no slipping occurs. So then this should be F1 plus F equal to M1A. So F1 is how much equal to 4 plus F equal to, this will be 2A. F2 minus F equal to M2A. 8 minus F is equal to M2 equal to 4A. I'll add up these two. So 12 equal to 6A, acceleration equal to how much? 2 meter per second square. There's one answer we got it. Let's calculate the friction acting. How to calculate? Substitute this acceleration either equation 1 or 2. I'll substitute in 1. 4F equal to 2 into 2. So what is the value of friction force now? 4 minus 4. 0 Newton. Is it possible? Yes, it can happen. It can happen. Together they're acting one system. So we ended up like this. Acceleration equal to 2 meter per second. The values we assume so such a way that F1 plus F that one means so like a you assume same problem backward and do it. That's what no student like, sir, you assume something friction like this, you got this answer. For your convenient, I'll let me assume the same problem, I'll continue. If a student instead of like this, if he assumes like this, this is F2. The friction, if he assumes like this, let him assume like this. So this is the same problem. Let's analyze what actually is going on here. Then let's write the equation. F minus F equal to M1A. F1 is how much? 4 Newton. 4 minus F equal to 2A. Then F2 plus F equal to M2. F2 is 8 plus F equal to 4A. Again solving this, 12 is equal to 6A, acceleration equal to 2 meter per second square. Almost we got the same thing. So substitute this in any one equation. 4 minus 2 into 2. Okay, fine. So it's not that something, since we assume like this. Getting some idea. So these are the ways in which you have to analyze the problem here. Means there's nothing harm in assuming in what direction the friction is acting, because we ourselves are not sure. I'll just change the values, if things will be different. I'll just change, instead of 4 Newton, let me make 2 Newton, things will be different. Got the idea? Yeah.
Sir,
No.
sir,
Yes, yeah.
Here friction is kinetic friction, right?
Oh, look at the acceleration. Common acceleration, no slipping. No slipping occurs. First of all, here, the friction itself is not there. No question, kinetic or static.
So why did you take the acceleration of both the blocks to be same?
Why?
Why did you take acceleration of both the blocks to be same?
Say one thing. Tell me, like, what we should do with this question. What was they asked? What was the question asked? You tell me first. What is the question that is being asked? To find out the friction, no? So there are only two situations are there, no? Either slipping occurs or no slipping occurs. So what I should do, I'll assume any one condition, no slipping occurs. I am doing that. Okay, got this? Try to understand the question. Either I should assume no slipping or slipping occurs here. Same question, I'll change the values, so it'll be easy for you. Since you ended up with 0, no, that's why you are unable to conclude anything here. F1 2 Newton, F2 8 Newton. I changed values. The mass of the blocks are same as usual, so this is rough. So mu1, m1 2 kg, m2 4 kg, mu 0.2. No, I am going to ask you find the acceleration and the friction acting between the blocks. Find the acceleration and friction acting between the blocks. Straight away. So what I do is like I'll just assume the this was the question. So now here I'll assume the diagram like this. Okay, all of you able to see the total question? Okay, now I'll always start with assuming that no slipping occurs, nothing harm that one. So calculate now the thing. So what is the limiting friction? Again, value of limiting friction we must have mu into n1 mu into m1g. So this should be the 4 Newton. Find this is. Okay, let's come for writing the equation. F1 minus F equal to M1A. F1 is how much? 2. F is equal to, this will be 2 into 2A. This is one equation. Then on the lower block, F2 plus F equal to M2A. F2 is how much? 8 plus F equal to 4A. Solving these two, 10 equal to 6A, acceleration 5 by 3 meter per second square. Let's check the thing. What did we assume? Is it what we assumed is right or wrong? I'll calculate the friction. Let me substitute the value of A in 1 or 2. I'll substitute in 1. 2 minus F equal to 2 into 5 by 3. So what is the value of F should be equal to 2 minus 10 by 3. I got this equal to
Negative.
Yeah, let it be, no problem. 6 minus 4 by 3. What do you mean by this? Negative value, I got it. Intentionally, I just picked up like this. And what is the value? It is less than FL, no? What is the FL? FL is 4 Newton. Now, first of all, what changes I should make the problem?
The direction of friction.
The direction of friction has to be changed here. Again, you see somebody is repeating, I am their teacher to explain, no? There's no need to say anything to anybody, that one. Only if I ask you any doubt, please open that. Huh? Okay, now you see that I got the negative value. What I should interpret? This negative sign is very important. So in fact, the assumed diagram should have been like this. I'll give one small diagram. Nothing wrong. We didn't go wrong. Just what happened? The direction of friction we assumed in different way. So this is applied force. F1 2 Newton, F2 8 Newton. The friction, in fact, they are going to act in this direction. And no slipping occurs. On what basis no slipping occurs? No slipping occurs. Okay, got this? No? Any doubt? Anybody? Any doubt? Shall I go for next one?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Let me take the same. So some other values of the block. See, just we have to see the clarity will come only when you analyze it. Analyze for different cases, different values of force you applied. There's a block M2. Now let me apply a force.
Sir, doubts.
Yeah.
Sir, in the previous question, we got friction as 0, sir.
Okay,
So
let
what
it be.
can be concluded from that?
Friction 0 means, see, the applied force is such that the friction is 0. No problem. Because the values of force are chosen such a way that the friction was 0.
Okay, sir.
Just I took that special case. Very rare will get it. Just I picked up specific values. Now the same set of values. M1, 2 kg. This is rough. This is smooth. I brought a condition of like this. You see. You have to find out acceleration, find the friction, find the acceleration of blocks and the friction acting on them. Okay, I'll just give 2 minutes time, so you analyze and work out. Huh? Just 2 minutes time, you analyze and work out. No need to repeat the answer. Just have it. As I proceed, then you can cross-verify your answers. The symbols, I'll change it, F1, F2. So I'll proceed like this. So let the friction acting on this block in this direction, let it be like this. Then, so what is the, let A be the relative angle, because what is the net force acting on system? 8 minus 2, 6 Newton. The net force is towards right. So I'll assume that the system, let it have displacement towards right only. You look at the net force, 8 minus 2. Net force is 6 Newton. So the net displacement, let it be towards right. So therefore, I'm assuming accelerations towards right. Then this should be the equation F minus F1 equal to M1A. This is 2A. Then on the lower block, F2 minus F equal to M2A. 8 minus F equal to 4A. Let me add up these two. 6 equal to 6A. Acceleration 1 meter per second square. So let's calculate the magnitude of friction. F is equal to F minus F1 is equal to M1. What is the applied force? 2 Newton. 2 into 1. How much we are getting? 4 Newton we are getting. So let's calculate the limiting friction. Limiting friction, how much it was equal to? Mu n. I think I'll change value. I'll change value a little bit. Huh? Because again, equal to 4 Newton means motion impending will come. I just changed value. 2 into 10, 6 Newton. All of you just notice the value of mu, I changed it. So look at the friction force acting. It is less than F1L. Less than FL. Now, what is the conclusion? What we did right or wrong? I just changed value of mu so that again, because again I had to bring another case that one. So I just adjusted the value of mu, I made 0.3. So what is the limiting friction? 6 Newton. That's the maximum possible frictional force that can act between the blocks. But how much we got here? 4 Newton. That too I got positive. So what is the conclusion now? The friction force, what we got, positive and less than limiting friction. So therefore, what is the conclusion now? No slipping occurs and the direction of friction, what we assumed is right. So as F is less than FL, no slipping occurs between blocks. This is a very generalized way of analyzing things. Whether slipping occurs or not, whose help you have to take it. First, see, always don't start with slipping will occur. Don't start with slipping will. Slipping will not occur, you start it. Check the friction. Less than limiting. No slipping occurs. Greater than limiting, slipping occurs. You just change the value to say like a 20 Newton. Then definitely you say that slipping occurs. Same here only. F2 you make it 20 Newton. Then in fact slipping occurs. Got this? So you try on your own. I'm just give the idea. You adjust the values of F1, F2, some different values you applied and check that one. No? So in every numerical, what is the basic method? Get the direction of, get the value of F, check with the limiting. So always, whenever you are getting into friction, what is the best thing? What is the best approach? First, you tabulate the limiting friction that is acting on the system. Then work out no slipping. Then what happens? Check the friction force less than limiting or greater than limiting. Based on that, you can make a decision whether slipping occurs or not. Now, any doubt, anybody?
Sir, if slipping does occur, then the accelerations are same or different, sir?
It must be different, no?
Sir, then you assume that slipping does not occur.
Slipping does not occur, acceleration must be same. There's a one law, no? It is a law of friction, no? If the A relative 0, static friction, A relative non-zero, what happen? It will be kinetic friction. The law, it's a law itself. Why you're changing law?
So to do problems, we shouldn't assume slipping.
When block upon a block comes, first you assume no slipping, then check the friction. If it is greater than limiting, slipping occurs, less than limiting, no slipping occurs. Not every problem.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't make generalize here. This will be wrong in physics. Physics, you can't generalize things. Okay, this is about the forces that are acting. So let's take now a few different. What do you mean by other side? Akash, I don't know.
Sir, your video, due to your video, I'm not able to see half part of solution.
video your mobile or laptop it is?
Mobile, sir.
In mobile, I think screen will be there, no? Fine.
Your video will be there, sir. So we can't move your video up and down. It will be fixed.
Yeah, but I think, is it blocking your,
Some
and
part of solution, sir.
is it like that? Everyone same problem?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I'll switch off video.
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
If you want, I'll switch off video then, because it is blocking your content. But some of the content will be there behind the video. Is it like that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. No problem. Yeah, I'll switch off video. I'll introduce friction at both the surfaces. So let me give the values. M1 is equal to I'll directly give the value of mu 0.2. Okay, no, so the value of force. So at both the surfaces are rough. Okay, fine. This is for various values of force. The first case, I applied a force of 4 Newton. We'll discuss all the cases. I'm going to vary the force acting on the block M1. The mass of the block and mu is given. Okay, now what is the question like? Find the acceleration of the block and the friction at both the surfaces for various values of F. The first case is 4 Newton. Before that, what we should have the basic picture like this is N1, M1G, this is N1, and this is M2G, and this is N2. These are the normal contacts that are acting. Then first we'll calculate the limiting frictions at all surfaces. What is F1L? First, what is value of N1? N1 equal to M1G. Directly I'm writing N2 equal to M1 plus M2G. M1 is how much? 20 Newton. What about N2? Will be 2 plus 4, 60 Newton. Then we'll get the F1L, limiting friction at the first surface between the blocks M1 and M2. Should be equal to mu into N1. Mu value 0.2 into 24 Newton. Limiting friction at the block M2 and the ground, mu into N2. 0.2 into 60 will be 6 Newton.
The 12.
12 Newton. Yeah, fine. Thank you. Okay, now these are the limiting frictions. What we have that one. So I think I already told you we must have the idea of limiting friction. No, I applied a force now equal to 4 Newton. Now I'm going to ask you what is the acceleration of the blocks and what about the frictional force acting at both the surface. The first time what happened, I'm bringing where the friction is acting at both the surface. Even the surface between block M2 and ground rough, between M1 and also the M2 is rough. What should be the direction of friction? As I applied force on the upper block, so the friction here will be like, I'll call F1 now. The friction acting between the block M1 and M2, let it be F1. And this will be F1. The friction now, this friction what will do, will try to shift the block M2 towards right. Okay, got this? As I applied force on the upper block. So therefore here, the friction will act on the upper block, opposite applied force F1. Then on the lower block, F1 towards right. This friction will try to shift the block M2, no? Therefore the friction here on the block M2 by the ground should be backward. Okay, got this. So on the ground, it will be like this. Since we are not bothered to show on the ground, I'm leaving it. So as you increase number of blocks, you're supposed to use this method. Sir, F1, where is other force for F2? Because force will always occur in pair. That force, what happened by the block M2 on the ground will be in this direction. Is it okay? Fine. So this is very important. So this is what, this F2 is what? By the ground on the block. What is this F2? By the block on the ground. Since the ground will not undergo displacement, that's why we didn't bother to show this, and you need not to bother also. Sir, then why you are showing then this one? As this block is there, no? The block can undergo displacement. So therefore I have to show friction acting on block M2, F1. Then very next thing, what we are going to assume now. 4 Newton are applied. So what is F1L? Oh, again the same value. Mu equal to, let it be, no problem. 4 Newton are applied. So is it block M1 can shift? Motion impending. So you can say that motion impending. So how much of frictional force should act here? Shall I assume 4 Newton? Then how much of frictional force here? 4 Newton. This 4 Newton, can it overcome F2L? Because for the block M2 to shift, what is the force needed? How much needed? 12 Newton. No? But how much is force is acting? 4 Newton. So therefore this F1, can it make the block M2 to shift? The answer is no. So therefore, what will be the value of F2? The F2 weapon will adjust itself to 4 Newton. So what is the net force acting on the system? Will be 0. What is the state of the block M1, M2? M1 blocks will be at rest. Got the idea now? First, the direction of frictions. Now you can ask questions, sir, why you didn't assume acceleration? I think before going for whether the motion occurs or not, we have to check it. No? See, similar thing. This F1 will become internal. This F1 will become internal. What is the 4 Newton? When the blocks M1, M2 will move together, because only when here friction acting will be equal to limiting friction. Then how much it is? It's 12 Newton. So therefore this 4 Newton cannot shift the block M1, M2, no? Okay, got it, no? So let's take the next condition. I'll make it 8 Newton. Second case, let F equal to 8 Newton. I'm just asking you to analyze here so that what happen will be easy for you. And the same values, the applied force is now 8 Newton. And this is rough. Then we have F1L, F2 value. 4 Newton, F2L is 12 Newton. I applied 8 Newton. This will be really very troublesome for you. What can happen to the block M1? Will it shift or not? So 8 Newton here, F1. So I'll still call this is say F1. Let me assume like this. Is it okay? The assumption I'm making like this. I applied 8 Newton force. 8 Newton force, can it overcome the 12 Newton? Not possible, no? So therefore the F1 here, how much will adjust itself to F1L 4 Newton, F1L 4 Newton. This 4 Newton cannot overcome the 12 Newton. So therefore this will adjust itself to 4 Newton. So tell me, so what is this friction acting, static or kinetic? This will be static, no? F2 will be static. What about F1? F1 is limiting friction. And now what is the state of block M2? Block M2 will be at rest. It cannot shift. What about block M1? Will shift. Okay, clear now? So this should be the 8 Newton if I apply it. So F1 is how much? 4 Newton, and this will be 4 Newton. So what is the state? Now what we can write it now? A1 equal to F minus FNL by M1. This is 8 minus 4 by 2. 2 meter per second square. Okay, let me make it 16 Newton. In the next case, see, unless you don't go for different values of F, what actually going on, it will not be possible. Huh? This will be the second case. F equal to 8 Newton. So let me bring third case. F is equal to 16 Newton. All the values are same. M1, M2, all the values are same. Then what is F1 value? 4 Newton. F12, 12 Newton. These are the given things for us. Okay, now. $16 Newton. See, I'll tell you what actually student does. I'll just show it here. So here F1L, no problem. Here F1L. F1L is how much? 4 Newton, 4 Newton. And this will accelerate. Nothing wrong, nothing wrong. So here what when this 4 Newton cannot overcome 12 Newton. So therefore the friction here will adjust itself to how much? 4 Newton, and the block M2 will not shift. So this is what actually we may think like this. This is one thing. Huh? So this is what one of the students will think like this. Let me keep it as it is. Whether I'm right or wrong, one of the student thinks one of the student thinks like this here. So whether it's right or wrong, all I think got erased. Anyway, recording is there. No? Okay, I'll continue here. So, I think we are discussing about the third situation. Now, okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, the third situation, I took 16 Newton, FNL 4 Newton, F2L, I think it was 12 Newton, no? I'll assume, I think our values, we have lost it. 2 kg, M2 4 kg, mu what happened? It was
0.2, sir.
0.2. Yeah. So we applied a force here like this. This will be F is equal to 16 Newton. Let's work out here. So one of the student, what happened? It's going to assume situation like this. Here F1L, here F1, F1L, and this will be F2. So what is F1L? F1L should be equal to 4 Newton. 4 Newton and is equal to static friction 4 Newton and the blocks. So what happened to block? Only this will accelerate. This is one of the idea. One of the idea. Let me check it whether can it happen like this also. I am bringing the other possibility here. All of you carefully make observation now. So this is the M1, M2. I applied a force of 16 Newton. I'll assume that no slipping occurs. Here what when is slipping occurs. They will have common acceleration. Two different situations. The first idea or first method. This is the second method. I'm telling this one really for student it's a troublesome. Let's check it. Which one is right? Which one is wrong? So I'll write down the equation set of equations. So F minus this F1 will become internal, no? Or one by one. Let me write it. M1A F minus F2L equal to M2A. So I'll add up this F minus F2L equal to M1 plus M2 into it. What is applied force? 16. What is F2L? 12. 2 plus 4, this one. So this will be 4 by 6. So 2 by 3 meter per second square. Let me check the frictional force. Let me check the frictional force. F1 is equal to M1 into A. What is the value of M1? M1 is 2 into 2 by 3. 4 by 3 Newton. Is it less than F1L? Tell me like, which one should occur? Here what happened? Blocks will not slip. Please do make observation. Block will not slip. Here what happened? The block M1 slips on block M2 and block M2 is a test. There's no slipping, but blocks will not slip, but M2 will shift here. Block M2. Which one is right? Which one is wrong?
Sir, sir, F1 shouldn't it be equal to 16 minus M1A, sir?
F1 equal to capital F minus small f1 equal to M1A. F1 minus F2L should be equal to M2A. Any problem?
No, sir. Afterwards, when you were calculating F1, why did you take it equal to M1A, sir?
Oh, yeah. Fine. I think I should not conclude here. Yeah, I'll substitute the value of A there. Fine. Huh? This is F is how much? 16. F1. M1 is how much? 2 into 4 by 3. Let me 16 minus 8 by 3 equal to F1.
Sir, it's 16 minus 4 by 3, sir. Acceleration is 2 by 3.
Okay. This is 2 by 3. This is 4 by 3. Check the value of F1 now. 3 6 ja 48.
14.6 Newton.
14.6 Newton. So I got this, but what is the permitted value? 4 Newton. Tell me like, which one is correct? Blocks will slip. Huh? I'll write comment in the end. Okay, now you see that what I should conclude here now. First method is correct, second method, because some student, they'll assume like this. Nothing wrong, second method. The first method, one of the student assumed that one. Who is right, who is wrong? I think, look at the friction force, how much it is. Look at the frictional force. Is it greater than limiting? So it cannot be greater than 4 Newton, no? But I got more than 4 Newton. So what does it mean? That situation, what you assume, is not possible. And what about first method? Yes, it can happen.
Sir,
Getting the idea?
sir.
This is so, I think the altogether what when who is going to help you? The friction itself, whatever situation you want, you assume it. Check the friction force. If the friction force less than limiting, what you assumed is right. Friction force greater than limiting, what you assumed is wrong. Are you getting no? There is a golden rule which you have to carry on everywhere. I assumed this M1, M2 will move together. Then this F1 will become internal force. Any reason for that? Because what is applied force 16? What is the F12, 12 Newton? So 16 can overcome 12 is what I assumed it, but such a thing was not there. So shall I write this possible or not possible? This is not possible. Huh? This is not possible. What is possible? Yes, this is possible. Got it, no? So earlier what happened? We did for 8 Newton. Now what happened? I brought for 16 Newton. So let me check for the higher values, still more higher values. So let it be 30 Newton, or you go for 32 Newton.
Sir, sir,
Uh,
sir, for any value of capital F, the block M2 will be at rest, right, sir?
that is what you have to, that's what the final, if you pick up one more value, no, then you come to know that yes, there is some problem in there. As long as F1L less than F2L, it cannot shift. Getting the idea? Because see, who can shift the block M2? The frictional force F1 only. But what is the maximum permitted value of F1? 4 Newton. So therefore, the block M2 can never shift here for any value of F. So like this, you try one more value, 32 Newton, you'll get the same situation.
Sir.
Fine, all of you. So I'll change the data so that even M2 will also shift. You can see. I'll just.
Sir, someone are calling you, sir.
I'm not
Sir.
getting.
Sir, someone has a doubt, sir.
Doubt, huh? Yes, anybody? Yeah. Yes, anybody doubt? Shall I continue? Okay.
Yes, sir.
This is an encrypted message. I don't know who is sending. Yeah. I'll give values. Huh? So this will, I think, a little bit. Things will be a little bit very different here compared to previous problem. So let this be the F. M1 equal to 4 kg, M2 2 kg. mu1 0.4, mu2 0.2. Okay, first case, let the F equal to 8 Newton. You have to calculate again the static friction, all things. So first we'll calculate the limiting frictions at all places. So what is F1L? I'll come to the data. First, let me, F1L is equal to mu1 m1g. Mu1 0.44 into 10, 16 Newton. F2L mu2 m1 plus m2g. So 0.24 plus 2 into 10. 4 2 just 6, so this will be 12 Newton. Yeah, the first case I'm asking you, when applied force is 8 Newton. You have to check like what is the acceleration of the blocks and the friction at various surfaces. So it's quite clear, no? So here F1, F1, and this frictional force, let it be F2. What is the applied force? 8 Newton. 8 Newton. So here how much it will take the values? 8 Newton, 8 Newton. What is the limiting friction? Second, 12 Newton. So definitely this 8 Newton cannot overcome. Keep it here. 16 Newton. A very good problem I just picked up. You can see things will be very interesting things are there for different values of F. Let me make 16 Newton. Carefully analyze second situation. Will there be slipping between the blocks M1 and M2? So here what I do is like I'll proceed in the same way. This will be, I think previous problem it was F1. This will be F1. Here I'll assume F2L. I'll assume that no slipping occurs. I'll write down the equation now. So what is the net force acting on system? F minus F2L. Applied force 16, F2L 12 by 2 plus 4. 4 by 6, acceleration 2 by 3 meter per second square. Is I'm right? Let's check, calculate the friction force. So who will accelerate the block M2? The friction force only. So here what is the equation? F1 minus F2L equal to M2E. F1. What is F2L? 12. What is the value of M2? M1 is, this is 4, this is 2. No? M2 is 2, so this will be 2 by 3. So look at the value of F1. 12 plus 1.3, so 13.3 Newton. Is it less than FL? Any conclusion? I'm really bringing very good situation. When I apply 16 Newton, what will happen to blocks? Blocks, they won't be slipping with the blocks M1, M2, but they'll be slipping with the block M2 and the ground. So what actually happens here? The blocks will move together. No slipping between the blocks. Here slipping occurs. So what is the conclusion I should make it? Slipping occurs here. No slipping here. Sir, how do you can how do you can justify this? I got the frictional force. What is the maximum permitted value of frictional force? It should be equal to how much? 16 Newton, but how much I got? 13.3 as static friction acts. When the friction acting between the surface static, then what does it mean? No slipping occurs, and they'll have A relative will be 0. But there'll be slipping between the block M2 and the ground. That's why the limiting friction is acting. Okay, let me give some very high value. Some 80 Newton I'll apply it.
So can you repeat, sir? I did not understand.
Sir, here if slipping occurs, there would be kinetic, mu kinetic, no, sir.
I assumed I gave only mu value. No, please make observation. I didn't write mu
sir.
k.
Yes, sir.
So I just assume no slipping occurs between the blocks M1 and M2. I found out the friction force. So therefore, when I got the friction force less than limiting. So what I assumed is right. Finish over. Okay, fine. So now let me take the.
Yeah. Sir, if there is no slipping between the blocks, then the acceleration for M1 should be same as the acceleration of M2, right?
That's what we got, no?
So 16 minus F1 should be M1A.
Check it. Check
Yes,
it, you'll
sir,
get
we are
same.
getting
Okay,
that.
sir. Okay, sir. Got it.
Next situation, I'll give it. This is M2, this is M1. I'll apply some 80 Newton. Third case, applied force 80 Newton. What we have to do here now? So what were our values of F1L? The same thing. F1 is how much? It was equal to 16 Newton. I'll keep them in hand. And this was equal to 12 Newton. Then here I'll assume as usual, like the F1, like previous problem. And no slipping occurs between the blocks. Nothing wrong. You just carry on the problem. Then the acceleration of system. What is the equation? F minus F2L M1 plus M2. 80 minus F2L. 12 by 4 plus 2. 80 minus 12. 68 by 6. 11.3 something will get it. 6, 11, 11, 2, 3, 3. Let's calculate the friction force. Any block, either upper or lower block, you take it. So F1 minus F2L equal to M2A. What is the F2L value? 12 Newton. M2 is how much? 2. This is 2 kg block, no? And this is 4 kg block. Into acceleration, let it be 11.3. So what is the value of F1? Will be 12 plus 22.66. This should be equal to 34.66. Is it greater than F1L? At least, okay, now you tell me. Shall we say that no slipping occurs? No, look at the friction force, how much it is. Greater than F1L, no? So what was the assumption? No slipping occurs, we assumed it. And if the no slipping occurs, the friction acting will be static. Then how much we got the value? but the friction acting is greater than limiting friction. Not possible, no? So then what went wrong? In fact, slipping occurs here. So this is the assumption. No? F1 cannot be greater than F1. So therefore, slipping occurs between blocks. Tell me like I should come and do correction. The problem is not over. I should come and do the correction. So this is M2, this is M1, this is applied force. Here, what will be the thing? In fact, limiting frictions will act. This will be F1L. Shall I put in simple way? Slipping occurs at all surfaces. And what will be the blocks? Blocks will have different accelerations. Then calculate them. Slipping occurs at all surfaces. So what is the expression for acceleration? F minus F1L by M1. A2 is equal to F1L minus F2L by M2. Okay, see now, this is the final conclusion. Like, so what is the best way of approach for the problem? See, only one block kept on the ground. When you apply force greater than limiting friction, it will shift. Whenever two blocks will come, your thinking should be of this kind. I assume always no slipping first, then check the friction greater than limiting. Slipping occurs less than limiting, then what you assumed is right. Any doubt? I gave almost the very core basic idea of this one. Now we'll take some examples related to the other conditions.
Sir, could you once scroll up, sir? Okay, sir.
Usually in books, what happens, you have seen only one block, like a block placed on a plank. I'll introduce more than one block. So this surface is smooth, and the quotient of friction, this will be mu2 between the block and the plank. Between the blocks and the plank will be different here. So the values will be mu1 equal to 1, mu2 0.5, m1 equal to m2 is equal to 5 kg, m3 10 kg. The applied force is 400 Newton. So find the acceleration of the blocks and the plank. Okay, now you see things are a little bit two blocks came, no? No, I'll proceed in the same way. The friction, what makes this block to move along with this F2, and on the plank, I had to show it here, and on this block F1, and on the plank, this F1. Okay, this assumption like this. Then in Pathfinder, just I picked up from Pathfinder. Typically, we do with only one block placed on plank. More than one block also comes, no problem. So then what is the next assumption? All will have no slipping occurs at all surfaces. Before that, what we should calculate? The F1L. What is F1L? Is equal to mu1 m1g. Mu1 is how much? 1 into 5 into 10, 50 Newton. What about F2L? I think without these values, we can't decide anything. So mu is how much? 0.5 into 5 into 10, 25 Newton. Okay, let's write the equation. What is the net force acting on system? The applied force only. So directly, what is the acceleration of system? F by m1 plus m2 3. Directly, right? Rather than writing one by one equation, no. What is the net force acting on system? This plus F2 minus F2 plus F1 minus F1. So this will be equal to how much? 400 by 5 plus 5. This will be 10. 400 by 20. This will be 20 meter per second square. So this is the acceleration of the block. Okay, are we right? Are we correct?
No.
I should look at the F2, no? So I'm going to calculate the F2. F2 equal to M2 into A. What is the value of M2? 5. 5 into 20. So this is how much I'm getting, 100 Newton. But what is the permitted value of F1L? Greater than F1L. Similarly, this is for F2, no? F2 is how much? 25 Newton. Yeah. Now similarly, let me go for F1. F1 equal to M1 into A. 5 into 20. This is also 100 Newton. So what is the value of F? This should be greater than F2L. This is greater than F1L. So anything? Look at these values. Look at the friction values. What is the maximum permitted value of F1? The limiting friction is how much? Is equal to 50 Newton, here 25 Newton. But how much the friction force acting? 100 Newton each. So this shows that the blocks will slip on the plank. Fine, because I assume the applied force is such. If you apply some, say like 80 Newton, no, you can see the things will be a little bit different. So here, so what is the thing now? The assumption is wrong, no? The assumption, this assumption is right, Therefore, the assumption is wrong. Therefore, now what shall I do now? I'm going to change the problem. What is that? In fact, slipping occurs between the blocks, between the block and the plank. M1, M2, we applied a force, 400 Newton. Here the limiting frictions will act. F1L, F1L, F2L, they will have different acceleration. A2, A1, this M3, this will have A3. Calculate all the accelerations. So what is A1 equal to? F1L by M1. What is A2 equal to? F2L by M2. What is A3 equal to? F minus F1L minus F2L. Okay, no. So that trick is what you have to understand. One situation you have to assume, then check is that situation right or wrong. Who tell? The friction. Friction less than static friction. The friction acting is less than limiting. What you assumed is right. Friction greater than limiting. Then what you assumed is wrong. The just idea revolves around this much only.
So one scroll up, sir, please. Okay, sir.
Okay, let me go for some different things. This about only we discuss about the blocks, that one. Let me take the different conditions. Here to calculate, find the maximum value of f for which no slipping occurs between the blocks. Some connected systems. Find the for which no slipping occurs between the blocks. Carefully look at the system. Just we are now trying to analyze the different cases. What we learned is one of the basic thing. So we are going for exploring the now the different situations. Okay, there in between I brought a string idea. In between a string is brought.
So all of those blocks are M1 and M2.
M1, M2. Masses
So
are
the
same, no?
masses are same. Okay.
Yes, yes, it's there, no? Indicated, no? M1, M2, M1, M2. So what is the thing? Find the maximum value of f for which no slipping occurs between the blocks. So the question itself is given a condition. What is that? No slipping should occur. So I'll directly go for Now this applied force F is equal to, is asking us to calculate that maximum force. So now here, so what is the basic assumption? So let's go for the friction here now. So how the friction should act on the upper block. So there are three blocks are there, no? Blocks A, B, C, D. So the friction, I'll start like this. Same friction will act it everywhere. There's one more, the troublesome. So here I'll write F. Let this be the tension. This will be the tension. Same friction or different friction? What is the condition given? No, what is the maximum force for no slipping occurs? Tell me, like, what is the, when you apply that maximum force, so what should happen that one? Everywhere the friction acting should be the limiting friction. Are you getting the idea? Look at the question. The question he has made us, it's really is going to help. This particular word is something very important. Maximum value of F. So based on this, what is the assumption I have to do? I applied a force in such a way that the friction everywhere acting should be the equal to limiting. This was the condition I'm assuming it. Then I'm going to write down the equations. So that least shall I assume that one? Because as I applied maximum force, that I'll make the problem little bit very easy. And all will have same acceleration. Okay, solve it now. You need not to fight with the thing that one. So what is the net external force acting on the system? Or one by one. If you are finding difficult the total system, no? So one by one we can come here. So now I'll give the masses like this. Let me give the name for them. So there's the mass, block A, block B. Let this be block C, block D. On block A, I'll write on block A, what is the equation? FL minus T equal to M1A. On block B, F max minus FL equal to M2A. Then on the block C and D, together I'll write it, block C and D. What is the net force acting on the system? Block C and D. Is only the tension. This FL will nullify it. So therefore, together block C and D I'm writing. So this should be equal to, T should be equal to M1 plus M2 into E. This value of this equation 1, 2, 3. So I'll put 3 in 1. So then this should become FL minus M1 plus M2A equal to M1A. So what is the value of FL? FL should be equal to 2 M1A plus M2A. Keep it here. Now this is the equation 4. This 4 I'll put in 2. Sorry, this is FL is equal to, one more equation I'll write. This should be equal to 2m1 plus m2 into E, or acceleration equal to FL by 2m1 plus m2. Call this equation 4. Substitute this 4 in 2. Put 4 in 2. substituting the equation 4 into let's go for the calculation now. F max minus FL equal to M2 FL by 2M1 plus M2. What is the value of FL? Mu M1G. It depends upon normal reaction between them. So then this will be, substitution of this will be F max equal to FL plus M2 FL by 2M1 plus M2. This will be 2 M1 plus M2 FL by 2M1 plus M2. What is the value of FL? Mu S M1G. 2 M1 plus M2. Or our final answer will be like this: 2 mu S M1G M1 plus M2 by 2 M1 plus M2. Okay, this will be the answer. Like this, you will get a connected bodies. You need not to bother. Just stick on to the basic ideas. So even in this block, open a block, if you come across a string, don't get scared. Just the tension will act on the system, like how that external force F is acting. No, similarly, what you are going to bring the tension to picture, and you are going to carry on the problem. Yes,
Sir, sir, once we can equate block B and block D, no, sir.
Block B and block D. What you are doing? Water, there's a calculation like this, very simplified way I shown it.
Why can't we equate like block B and block D, because they are moving with same acceleration?
See, I think there's a common sense, nothing to do. This is like a system, no? You can work on. These two are B and D are not connected, no? How you can say?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Let me give one more similar to this. Now these are the applications. Block open a block, no? Like a many other different cases will come. There's a pulley. I think I messed up. You see that one. So this surface is rough. And this is smooth. Again, he's asking maximum force for no slipping. Tomorrow I'll bring different situations. Time being like a even some need not be like a block only, that one. Even L-shaped rod, some pulley will come. The block open only, we are introducing some pulley, some strings. Tomorrow, a few more different cases I'll bring. We'll discuss some problems directly from Pathfinder tomorrow. Okay, now he's asking the surface smooth. Find the maximum force F for no slipping between the block and the L-shaped rod. What is this? There's a L-shaped rod. Find the maximum value of force F for no slipping between the block M1 and L-shaped rod. That's why I'm saying no slipping, means the block M1 should not slide on it. I'll draw another. Okay, come for this diagram. This is the thing. How to first there's a string. So what we have is there's a string. I'll show a little bit thick.
So what's the masses, sir? The values?
M1, M1, M2 given, no? Not visible. Okay, there's a string. So let me help you with that. This is what happened. The string is connected to the block passed over a pulley, and at one end of the rope, I am going to pull the rope by a force F. So I think the maximum what happened, the things are a little bit complicated for you. Something you're thinking that some rod has come. So don't bother. Just stick on to the basic things. Just stick on to only the basic things. So let's go for free body diagram. So what the free body diagram says. So here the forces acting. So what force you pull the rope, no, that will be the force acting on the, I think that, so this should be 2F. Will I agree this? So here that 2F will come into picture. The net force on the pulley should be 0. We have like this. And these are the things. Let's come for that one. How friction should, what makes how the friction should act here? The friction on the block M1 will be acting in this direction. Then on the plank, I have to show it here. Don't show it below. It should be here. If you can assume this much, I think you can get into the problem. What is this smallest? Smallest is the friction, static friction. Let's assume. Later on, I'll make it limiting that one. So let's write, and both will move together. What is the net force acting on system? That F only, no? So they must have acceleration towards right. Write down the equation, no? On the block. On the block, how the block will move. Left or right? Or the block M1. Block M1 should move towards right. Huh? Therefore, the equations will be small f minus capital F equal to M1A. On the rod, L-shaped rod, 2F is what force acting? So 2F minus F equal to M2A. Adding up these two.
Sir, how M1 will move towards right, sir?
Let me finish off the problem. In the end, I'll answer it. So therefore, the I'll add up equation 1 and 2. So this one I got the acceleration. This acceleration I'll substitute in any one equation. Put 3 in 1. So F minus F equal to M1F by M1 plus M2. F by M1F by M1 plus M2. It should be equal to 2M1 plus M2 by M1 plus M2 into F. As I keep on increase the applied force, the friction force also will increase. So when F tends to when F becomes maximum, when the applied force is maximum, the friction will become limiting. What is the limiting value of friction? It should be equal to mu M1G only. Let mu be the coefficient of friction. So now this will become FL equal to 2M1 plus M2 by M1 plus M2. So what is F max? M1 plus M2 FL by 2M1 plus M2. Or this will be, what is FL? Mu M1G. This will be our answer. Why the block should move towards right? Check it, make observation.
Sir,
Yeah.
if the block M2 moves towards right, M1 should move towards left, right, or which the string will become loose, right, sir?
Try to see like you are in ground frame. Huh? There are two persons, other will take it. Just your, all of you, just I think everyone is having the same doubt. Person Q, what it says. And person P, what is? Person P says both are moving towards right. I assumed it. You see, like I assumed it. If you have got acceleration A negative, you should have changed things, no? What is the net force acting on system? What is the system means this one? Huh? You think like this. Huh? There's a system. There's everything is a system. So this will become internal. This will become internal. And this will become internal. What about F? F also depend here. In fact, it should be like this. Huh? Then what is the net force acting on system? The system means only it will be like this. Huh? I look at the spot I'm moving. So what is the net force acting on the system? Only the applied force F. Then no slipping occurs. That was the condition we assume. So therefore, first I'll write acceleration is equal to applied force by m1 plus m2. Fine, okay then. Then what about the rod m2? On the rod m2, 2F force is acting friction, so it will move towards right. There's no problem with the rod. What about the block? With respect to rod, it will move in this direction, but with respect to ground, it should be towards right because for no slipping.
So we are assuming there is no slipping, sir, and then
That
we are
was
calculating the friction.
that's what the question asked. No, find the maximum value of force F for which no slipping.
Okay, sir. Get it.
Look at the question. The question is very important. Find the maximum value of force F for which no slipping. So no slipping means for both should move. Maximum value of F for which no slipping. I think the question is very important. So like this, you'll get some different things, not just like only one block kept on another block. So you may get a string, pulley, or even a spring will come. So you have to be alert with the other applications part. Block upon a block is just on a basic idea, that is. These are the applications. Any doubt in this? Any further? Anybody?
Sir, one scroll up, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
3-block system tomorrow, 3, 4, more than 2 blocks. Again, the concept we have to need. From tomorrow, I'll start that one. Okay, so we'll discuss the concepts tomorrow. This one. Why Manalal? Why you are switching on the video? What is the necessity? Okay, tomorrow we'll continue with this same concept, 3 blocks and all other application problems. Okay, fine, all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Thank you.